you doing, baby? Welcome to my channel. It's Sweet Pea. I'm in a mix of like hot energy and like not all the way there because of what this story time is, right? So y'all gonna have to bear with me. And I just finished, working. I'm in the suite, as y'all can see. I got on my scrubs that came in yesterday. So your girl working real official, real professional and shit. Y'all, I want to be able to kick shit with y'all, but I gotta keep it real with y'all. I recorded this story time already. I recorded this story time probably like last weekend. For one, it wasn't a lot of things was going wrong with that story time, and I know why, because I wasn't supposed to upload it. Because looking back on it, when I was recording that story time, trying to prove a point, I wasn't telling the story time like how I usually do. I was telling the story time out of emotion and not just telling the story time, because even just thinking about it, it just so I'm really gonna need y'all opinions and y'all perspective on it, because I'm at peace with the situation, but I'm not. So I'm gonna tell the story time, and at the end I'm gonna kind of go into like my feelings, and I really want y'all opinions and perspectives on it, because if I'm in the wrong, or if there's something that I did that I'm not aware of, or of course I want to know, so that I don't do it moving forward. But also too, I can't be tripping, because this story time is a trip, y'all. Like, it's a trip. I mean, for everything from friend turn foe, turn almost friend again, turn bitch you on my fuck you list forever. It's a lot. I'm gonna get into the backstory. Go ahead, get your tea, get your food, get whatever you about to be doing. Make sure you press that subscribe button and press that like button, because your girl's almost monetized. Okay, I'm pinky promising y'all right now. Go ahead, get that pinky out, touch the screen, do what you gotta do. I'm pinky promising y'all that September is about to be my most consistent month of posting. I swear on my phone. It's my birthday month. Recording this in August, but it's gonna get posted in September. I promise y'all getting the videos back to back to back to back. So this backstory takes place around, it's 2023, so around October of last year, so 2022. Around August of last year, my apartment, they switched property management. TikTok fucked everybody up when that fucking luxury trend came out, and now all these apartments want to be luxury, 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 just because they throw some stainless steel and some hardwood floors down. They want to make you pay $1,400 for a little $700 spot. That don't make no sense to me, but a lot of shit in America don't make no sense to me. Y'all gonna be hearing about that on my little Sweet Pea rants. They raised the rent on your girl. So I was like, I'm just gonna deal with the rent increase. So I was like, I'm gonna deal with the rent increase. That happened in August. And then in September of that same year, I had went to Houston for my birthday, fell in love with Houston. I was like, yeah, Houston is home. I'm going there. I'm not fucking with I'm gone. So then I'm like, all right, now if I'm trying to move to Houston, paying this extra, it's not, that's too much. So, and I got this extra bedroom because I had a two bedroom apartment, 2 baths, and I'm like, I don't ever use this extra bedroom or bath unless it's during the summertime with my friends, and they not here during the year, so I might as well make use of it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a roommate. And I'm not new to Facebook groups, I'm true to Facebook groups. So I'm in a couple of them. I joined like some roommate ones, and then started my roommate search, did the little posts like I cleaned this, like this is kind of what I expect, just putting in a basic guideline of boom, here's the room, but here's also kind of the environment I'm expecting or you'll be stepping into as well. So I get a message asking about interest in the room and stuff, and we're gonna call her Buzz. We're gonna call her Buzz, but just know I'm calling her Buzz because Buzz Lightyear. Y'all probably understand why a little bit later in the story. I get a message asking about interest from Buzz. She's like, I want to come tour. I kind of had like a busy week that week, so I couldn't really do it immediately, but I was also trying to get in somebody there as soon as possible, because I think it was like towards the end of the month, and I was trying to have somebody in there by the beginning of the next month, so rent and stuff could be paid. And we decided on the day to do the tour. I have all the messages and the receipts and stuff, so as they correlate, they'll be put on the screen, and you can pause and read it if you want to. You don't got to, but just know I do got evidence. Like I came with receipts, everything for the most part that I'm saying I can back up. I got evidence, videos, all of that. Like, this is about to be real juicy. So anyways, I'm excited, right y'all? I'm excited, and I'm like, boom, I got somebody interested. They about to come do a tour, but I'm also not really nervous, but like, damn, I don't like, it's awkward. It's awkward, period, point. Like, I'm about to meet a stranger, the stranger about to meet me, and I'm about to have to pretty much sell my place and sell me as a person to get this person to be a roommate. Though I'm not doing nothing extra, like it's not like I was doing anything outside of myself. And I remember everything. I'm giving y'all as many details as I can, okay? So she opened the door. It's like she about like 5'2", 5'3", not 5'3", 5'3" is jagged. She about like 5'2", Had 613 blonde goddess braids in, had on like gray sweater, black tights, don't know what type of shoes. And she's like, hey, I'm Buzz. I'm like, come on in. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Come on in. Like, kind of how I do with my clients. Like, hey, I'm, Kamari. How you doing? This is my, space. Kind of just doing that. I'm carrying, like, my kind of work tone. I show her around. I'm like, this is where your room would be at. This is mine. I'm like, yeah, this is where your room is. The rent is gonna be, like I said, rent got increased to $1,000, and then you got the electricity on top of that, which is like $1,100 now, and then you got like the water, let's just say $1,150. So I just based it off of all that stuff being included and then split in half. So then I just did it, and I rounded down actually because it should have been more. I didn't even do it even half, but I was like, your rent will be $600, a month, including utilities and the rent and all of that. While I was touring the second bedroom, I'm just like, yeah, I had this, what is it called, y'all? It's like a tri-bed. It's a mattress on top, but it kind of looks like a couch, but you can play it off as a couch, but it can also be a comfortable bed. And I think it was like an extra large twin mattress, and then the bottom one was the same way. Both of them had sheets on it, the cover with some pillows. Nothing crazy, but it definitely did its job as far as sleeping multiple people, being comfortable, and doing what it needed to do. So, and there was a lamp in there and a mirror. Basic stuff, basic stuff up in there. And I remember, like, we were having a conversation. I'm like, yeah, because it was a good, like, while I was touring and stuff, it was a good vibe. Like, after the initial, like, 2 minutes of awkwardness, once we kind of saw each other's vibe, it was, like, cool. Like, we kind of, got more just like, yeah, girl, like, talking like that. So I'm like, yeah, it's okay if you use the bed. I don't mind at all. I was like, if you do plan on getting a new bed, just let me know like a week or two in advance so I can do something with my bed, right? She was like, no problem, most definitely. Okay, boom, we move on, continue doing the tour of the house. I'm like, this is how I clean. I usually clean about once a week, doing like a deep clean. The common spaces are always clear. I explained my studio area because I wasn't doing hair in the suite. I was doing hair in the studio in my apartment at the time. This is my suite area. I do hair here. These are my typical hours. Sometimes I have emergency hours where I work like Saturday or Tuesday. I'm like, but other than that, the space is like tucked away. Like how it was I had my chair and stuff out, but I would use rolling carts and stuff so that I could just push everything against the wall when I was done for the week. And then that space was still like open when I wasn't working. So you could play like the Wii games and stuff in there and all of that. So I'm like, yeah, if you got people coming over and stuff, as long as I don't got no client and the stuff is put back, you can go up in there, play the games, do whatever you're gonna do, etc., etc. All of that from the jump. Went over it, boom. By the end of the tour, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, by the end of the tour, we was tight. Like, it was like, all right, I don't even want to tour with nobody else. I don't want to look at nobody else. Like, if you want to move in, you can move in. She's like, I don't even want to look no other place. Like, if you okay with me moving in, I'm moving. I'm like, cool. So, and we talked about stuff. I'm like, I'm trying to avoid having any crazy stuff. She was like, me too. We was just on the same level with it. We was just on the same vibe. It was just an understanding of communication. Like, we both agreed and said this. We was like, communication and comprehension is important. Like, it don't gotta be a problem. If you feel uncomfortable or something about it, say something. Let's talk about it, discuss it. Don't let stuff pile up. Just going over things. Like, and then we also acknowledge that we're strangers moving in with each other, so we're gonna have things where maybe somebody does something that don't sit right with the other person. That's fine. It's just communicating, comprehending, all that type of stuff. Now also too, pretty much playing devil's advocate, because how I think is, okay, all right, I know that she's somebody coming into my space, something that's my space. If this was me, what could that person be doing or saying that would make me feel more comfortable and confident being in the position that I'm in and coming in, into the house? So I'm like, this is your house too. You'll be paying half of the rent. So don't feel like you're coming into my space. Now this is our space, and can decorate. Like, if you have opinions on decorations and stuff. She was like, I like how it's decorated. She was like, this kind of feels like my style. I'm like, yeah, if you have, ideas on what you want to do to add on to it, all this extra shit. I'm like, girl, smell goods, all that. You know, we can agree on some smell goods for the common spaces, do what you do with your bedroom, going over all that. By the end of the tour, like by the end of the night before we leave and stuff, we done smoked a together, did a pretty much a congratulatory or a celebratory for us deciding to be roommates. We then said, okay, like, this is how we're gonna do grocery shopping. Like, she was there for a minute. I'll probably say she was there for about 2 hours, and we had, you know, decided, like, boom, we cool. Like, it was like, all right, I feel really excited about where this is going. Like, I have a good feelings about this. My intuition don't feel no type of crazy. Like, I feel good. By the end of the tour, we was cool, we was kicking in, we was locked in, we had good feelings about each other. We was like, yeah, this is gonna be smooth. She was like, oh, I work in leasing management, I write us up a lease. I'm like, and we can, you know, fill it in and stuff. I'm like, cool. I made rent due on the 20th, not like the 1st or nothing like that, because I'm a Virgo, y'all, right? So in my head, I'm like, all right, if she ever does pay late, at least it'll be like by the 25th, 27th, and it won't make me, like, regardless, I'm not gonna be late, because I was always planning to have the money, you know, for both half of the rent, because you just gotta be prepared, and ain't nobody about to mess up my credit or nothing. Mind y'all, and again, if y'all a smoker too, then you know, like, we had that little moment of, you smoke? Like, you smoke? I smoke. Do you, like, is you okay with it? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with the smoking. I was like, I don't care if you smoke in the house, but I'm like, on days where, you know, I got clients and stuff, don't smoke in the common areas, keep it in your bedroom or your bathroom. She was like, oh girl, and I walk around, I like to be naked. I'm like, I don't care, that's your prerogative. Me personally, I like to walk around with something like on my bottoms and my top be free. That's just like my personal preference. I'm like I'm just trying to give y'all details so y'all can kind of understand where we at, right? So me and Buzz, we real cool. I'm really like, okay. So she's trying to move in as soon as possible. I think she ends up moving in the end of that week. So she gets moved in, and we chilling, we kicking it. You know, it's kind of like just feeling the vibes at first, like. And then on that Tuesday, I don't know if it was like let's say she moves in on Sunday. That Tuesday, we go out to celebrate, and we go to a little taco place. We get us some tacos and get some drinks, and we get us a little lit. We is having a ball. We is having a blast, right? Set traditions or whatnot, customs in our household. For groceries, we had decided that every other week the person will go get the groceries. Like, one week I go get the groceries, get what was needed for the house. The other week it's vice versa, and we would be meal planning too. That way, you know, we could both. We was trying to be on the health kick. This is October, so I say about the first week. I think the first week was like my time to go grocery shopping. I do it because, again, y'all, I'm gonna just do stuff and get it done. Like, I can't. It's just gonna get done. Like, if it needs to get done, I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna get done. Within like 2 weeks of us staying together, unless you've had a roommate before and it's been a good roommate experience, I don't think you would understand. Maybe you would, but roommates are a different level of intimacy, right? Like, you seeing them every single day. Even if you don't want to be seen, they don't want to be seen, you still seeing them. So if I'm at my worst, even if I don't want nobody else to see me at my worst, the person living with you is gonna see you at your worst, and vice versa. So everybody be asking me, how's the roommate thing going? Because, you know, of course, my friends, I'm like, great. I'm like, bro, this is amazing. Like, I wouldn't want nobody else other than my roommate. Like, I'm really blessed to have this person as my roommate. Like, it's straight. We be chilling, we be vibing. At this point, we get into the point where, like, we smoking. I don't know, again, if y'all smoker, then you know. Let me not say smoking. There's this lady I be watching. It's Slim Shayla. So I'm not gonna steal it. Can you borrow a saying? For YouTube, I'm gonna use it because it makes sense. And it's like, they be demonetizing things just because you said, etc., etc. She be saying blowing down the house, so that's what I'm gonna say. So when you blow down the house with somebody over and over and over again, it's like, that's when you have your deepest conversations. Like, you get some real shit. It was just a good time. Like, I'm like, wow, I be seeing all these folks horror stories and shit. I'm like, nah, not me and my roommate. November comes around, it's about to be Thanksgiving. This is how cool we is, y'all. Like, some of my friends done met her and stuff. It's to the point where if, like, my friends come over and me and my friends are smoking, I'm inviting her into the session. She go over to my mama's house, I go over to her sister's house. We vibing, we meet each other's folks. It's cool. We chilling. Like, we done have couple of our little sneaky links come over. We having conversations, and she's older than me, so she's like, I'm gonna just say her age because it don't matter. She's 25, so she was 25 at the time I was 20. You know, she got like a little bit of age on me, and not like in a bad way. I mean, age is just age. You know what I'm saying? It's like conversations, and then she's like, well, yeah, you just gotta stop thinking like this and understand that they think like that. And I'm like, yeah, true, right? Like things like that, right? So this is where we at. She walk around naked, I walk around naked. I'm more verbally affectionate than I am physically affectionate, but once I am comfortable, I'll have with you like as a person, and like I care about you, and like I feel like at that point I have love for you, then I'll have like these little random bursts of like affection, like physical affection, and it's usually through like hitting or like fighting. It's low-key, it's not like actual affection. Honestly and truly, I kind of just bullshitted with y'all right there. My love language is throwing hands. You not like, you can get a hug and stuff from me, but if you like really my people for real, then I'm throwing hands with you. I'm like, ooh, you looking good, like you looking sexy, like slap your titty, like, ooh, look at that way that titty bounce, like that type of shit. That's truly honestly how I am behind the scenes, y'all. Like I ain't gonna cap with you. At this point in the story, and like at this point, like I really feel so good. Like how, okay, so like I just said with y'all, she would kind of give me advice and stuff with boys. She was more pessimistic, and not like in a bad way. I think everybody has their perspective for a reason, and it's good to listen to everybody's perspective in the way they view the world. So she was more pessimistic, I'm more optimistic. So I feel like what would happen was when I was being too optimistic, she would bring me down with her pessimistic, but not like not when I say down, I don't mean like pop my bubble or nothing like that. I mean like, no girl, you right here with it with these niggas, and you need to be like right here with it with these niggas, but your standards and your etc should be right here with it. And me, my optimism, when she would be too pessimistic, I would be more optimistic and be like, and I would be more so just in general, I would just speak life into her. Like again, y'all, I'm verbally affectionate. Like it's me. Like I don't know what other way to be. Like I just speak life, like, oh, you're going to do good. Like there's no other choice about it. Speak into her, speak good things into her. Just be like, yeah, you got this, girl. She was going to school at the time, you know, she would do her classes, so sometimes she would come home from work and I knew she about to go into class, so I'd be cooking, so when she got out of class, it'd be a meal ready for her till 5, having class at 6 till 9, doing papers, doing homework assignments, still trying to have time to do things for yourself. So like that's again like with the grocery store stuff, like she wouldn't go or do certain things, like okay, for instance the cleaning, I'm always cleaning the common areas and all the spaces and stuff and just going ahead and doing it because it needs to be done. Like if I see it's taking you a couple of days to do it, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. But then, and these are more so things I noticed after the fact, not during. They weren't really bothering me during it, but then looking back, it's like, So, you know, when she would have people and stuff coming over, then that's when she would do a deep clean, but it was only her and people and stuff was coming over. And I would wash everything. Like if she had dishes and stuff in the sink, I would just go ahead and wash them. I wouldn't leave them. They wouldn't just be sitting there still, like just washing everything, you know, doing everything. So at this point, and I think because it was after Thanksgiving, now I've considered her a friend. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I was about to try to bullshit with y'all. I have love for people just in general because I understand people are just people. Everybody in life has a perspective, has a story, period, point blank, right? Like I feel like my mind is constantly in a state of sonder where I just understand that people have lives of their own. So even if they're doing something malicious or something like that, it's probably because they have something going on or doing something stupid, etc., etc. There's a reason for everything. I have an understanding and a caring for people based on that, right? And then the next level would be like, okay, you're in more so within like my outer circle, and when I say outer circle, this is like acquaintances, people that, you know, I'm seeing on more of a regular. You're kind of around my energy a little bit more. I'm around your energy a little bit more. I have more of an understanding of kind of who you are, but I don't know you. I have an understanding of who you are, but I don't know you. Like at that point, then I can have love for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, just like I have love for you as a human being, and then, you know, like close friends, family, and then relationships, except, you know, all that type of stuff. But I don't make new friends often. Like somebody I call my friend, I feel like I'm a lot of other people's friends, but a lot of people are my friends. It just felt right. Like I just felt like the universe, God, whatever, I just felt like it was a part of the plan, right, to put her in my life. Like I genuinely thought our kids would know each other. And that's not to say that I was blind to some of her faults, because I had start like kind of seeing like, you know, little things she would do, and I don't know, I guess I don't know, I see the good and I see the bad. I see the things that are of benefit and the things that aren't of benefit, and I just see the good things that have come out your life and the bad things that have come out. I don't know, I just see everything for what it is. But it took dealing with this situation for me to get into the so my phone died. I mean, we just gonna continue the rest of part 1 on the iPad, and then in part 2 I'm gonna, you know, have everything cleared out and we'll be on my phone again. But she's like, you know, truth be told, this. Now, I want to say right here, right now, I'm not like, I agree with her. Somebody being loud and you got to go to work and stuff in the morning, you have every right in the world to be upset about it. Period, point blank. You got the right to feel some type of way about it. You got the right to be upset. Whatever you want to call it, you got the right to do it, right? So I was never and will never be upset about her feeling some type of way about her sleep. It's the way you're going about it, considering the relationship that we have. Like, I didn't tell her, like, if you ever have an issue, just come talk to me. Like, that's quite literally it. Just come talk to me and we'll figure it out. Mind y'all, the only thing with the thermostat was how she came at me to address the issue that she felt about it in the first place, about it being too cold. That was the first little screenshot. The second little thing where I guess I didn't turn it to the agreed temp for a night, and she said something about it, and then the one person. But mind y'all, in between that, we're good. Like, there's no problems, no beef, no nothing, none of that. So for me to wake up to this message I'm about to get my charger. For me to wake up to this message from somebody that I'm like real cool with, like we kicking it every day. I know you feeling some type of way, and I'm just gonna read my message and then go into how I feel about the other stuff she said. But for you to be like, and no, I don't want to talk about it again. You're coming to me with the issue. You and I both agree that when issues occur, we have to talk about it, and then you gonna do what you want to anyways. Never been my character. Never in life. I'm never gonna do what I want to do if it's making somebody uncomfortable that I care about. You know what I'm saying? And not being funny, but I'm not reading any response to that. So you're not allowing for any resolution. Like, you want to be in your feelings, you want to feel some type of way. This was my response back. So I'm like, not being funny, ... Why say something if you don't want a resolution? Read or don't. It's unfair for you to make such a strong statement like that, because I try so incredibly hard to avoid that being the case. I tell you all the time, if it's an issue, let me know and we can talk about it and work on it. I'm not perfect, but you damn sure can't say I'm not a good roommate, but be for real. I was like, I sincerely apologize for last night because I didn't know the movie we were seeing was that long. And I tried my best for us to keep our laughter down. But as soon as I saw your text, I was doing my best not to disturb you. But you can't deny that if you come to me with something that's bothering you, I always acknowledge your feelings and work on it. And it seems as if now when you have an issue, you wait till you are on the edge to say something, or it seems as if you disregard my other efforts or what I do and make it as if I'm doing things intentionally / constantly. So then when you send me a message like that, what am I supposed to do realistically? Let you stay upset and feel that way, not say anything and have tension. I was like, I understand you're upset. And again, I never dismiss your feelings or invalidate them. And again, you got every right to be upset about your sleep. But I can't let you have this is my house and you living in it in peace, because I truly treat this like our home and incorporate you in every way. I really fucking try so hard. I'm not perfect, but I don't dismiss your feelings ever, and I try to be the best roommate I can be. I communicate in the best way I can, and I always try to compromise and find resolution. I never say fuck Buzz and what she wants, ever. After I had sent that message and I had sat with it for a minute, like 4 minutes or something like that, I'm like, I really felt some type of way, because again, you have every right to feel the way that you do about your sleep. How she came at me with the thermostat before, and then how she came at me about the initial, her wanting the thermostat to be on something at night. It's like, when you feel some type of way, even when it's not something to feel some type of way over, like the air, like you could have just been like, girl, we gotta figure out the temp. Like, you come at me as if it's like my fault. Like, you come at me as if you don't know my character, or you don't know how I am, or you don't know how I move. Like, coming at me like I'm a stranger or a bitch you just met off the streets. And at this point, you done seen me in how I handle some situations, and again, you complimented all of that, yet you coming at me like with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way to put it. It's like, she would have valid feelings. Like, again, I'm not going to dismiss your feelings. They're your feelings. Like, the fuck I look like a nigga? Like, no, they're your feelings. You feel upset about it being too loud last night. Boom, period. Like, not great, but I understand that. There's no, I am sorry, I apologize, because I'll be upset too. And she done had some people over till 1 o'clock something in the morning. I didn't say nothing, but you done did it too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even bring it up, because I'm not gonna be one of the people where, oh, you did something, so I'm gonna be like, oh, let me throw it in your face just because I'm in the wrong, so now I'm trying to divert. No, but don't throw in bullshit that you pulling out your ass with your point. You see what I'm saying? Like, your point is you upset because it was too loud last night. Valid. Your bullshit is, oh, I don't feel like this is your home. I feel like I'm just living in it, and you gonna do what you want to do, and all that bullshit. That's bullshit. Then I'm like, actually, Buzz, just disregard that last message, because truth is, if you feel that way, then you feel that way for whatever reasons you have, despite knowing how / who I am as a person / roommate. And there's nothing more I can do / say about it, because at this point, I done everything to make you feel comfortable in this house. I done said everything to make you feel comfortable in this house, and there's no more I can do or say, period. So that's where we at with that. And that's in like February. So this happened the night before we were supposed to go to a notary class together. That's another thing, y'all. Like, we done signed up for a whole class together, did the whole same day. No, we going up there and everything. So that's what I think why she was. The point is, this is the day before. So she sent this message, and I think we have the class the next day. It's difficult because I'm sorry about the people being loud, but you playing in my face with the other shit. So it's kind of hard to just let you have it completely and want to, be like, girl, I'm sorry about it. Can I get you some ice? Like, because that's exactly what I would do. Like, I'm sorry about being loud. I hope it didn't affect your day at work. If it did, girl, like, even if it did or didn't, I would have, did something. So, anywho, we had the notary class. We ended up, we starting to pack our stuff. We have I talked to her about it in the morning time. I'm like, before we, because we was riding together and everything. And then, it had that little awkward tension. I'm like, listen. I was like, I'm sorry about, my friends being too loud and stuff. Like, I truly am. Like, again, pretty much all I said. And then I just said, but the other shit was just bullshit. Like, that's what I said. Like, and I was like, we can talk about it more after we finish the class or during our lunch break in the class. But you know, I just wanna, we about to be in class together. Like, let's just make sure. And we was good. Like, we packed up our stuff for the class, and it was about an hour away. We was vibing and kicking it in the car, all of that. We talked about that at lunch, and then I was like, do you really feel like, you know, I treat this like, you know, it's our home and stuff? She was like, no, I don't really feel that way. And she was like, I know that you, etc., etc., just recanting pretty much her bullshit, like being like, no, like it was bullshit, essentially. I was just, you know, upset about my sleep, and I'm like, that's understandable. And I asked her multiple times, y'all, because again, at this point, I can kind of, like, this is where I'm seeing the not so good side. Like, are you sure you don't got no more problems? Like, is there anything else, you know, that I do, or you got some types of feelings towards, whatever the case may be? Just let me know. Just let me know. What is it? What is it? Tell me right now. I was like, because you got to tell me right now. I'm like, we in the good, like, tell me, is there anything else bothering you? Is there anything else bothering you? Is there anything I do? Because if you come to me later saying something when I done asked you now, and it's like a whole bunch of product, I'm gonna be like, it's bullshit. Like, and I told her this, I'm gonna be like, it's bullshit because I'm asking you now. You know, and she's like, no, we good. And I'm like, and also too, like, you can't come at me like that. Like, you talking about, oh, I don't want to see a response, or I'm not gonna read. Like, what am I, like, when you do that shit, I'm just gonna let you have it, because I can't communicate with somebody who don't want to communicate. Like, you get what I'm saying? So we just come to understanding, or saw what I thought was an understanding, right? So this is in February, right? We good, we chilling. Rest of February is cool, like, it's vibing, we chilling. So in March, I start talking to this YouTuber and shit. I got a story time on that where, like, the YouTuber flew me out, and then he ended up making a video on me and all that shit. There's a story time on that. It's over there. I don't know how to explain this, y'all. I'm peppy, but I'm not, like, annoying peppy. I don't know how to explain it. Like, when I see my friends and shit, after not seeing, like, you know, we seen shit, I'm like, hey, girl, how you doing? Not, well, I'm not like that. I'm just like, hey, sexy, how you doing? This. Like, when I come in from the house, like, how was your day? Like, my love language is being fake flirtatious, if that makes sense. So, like, I'm just like, how is your day? Like, how you doing, sexy? What you got going on? What's your number? Can I get your number? Like, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even do that with my mama, y'all. So, I'm just a naturally joyous person. So, when I come in, I'm coming in just, you know, like, more so 9 times out of 10 with a smile on my face. Let me just explain it like that. Oh, I had a good example in my last story time. So, as far as shoulder movements, like when I'm talking, like, think about, like, for the most time when you see me, it's kind of going to be like, you know, it's going to be like, how you doing, girl? Bow, bow, bow. Like, you know, like, this shoulder movement. And with her, on a typical day, on a typical basis, it's like this shoulder movement. Like, how you doing? How was your day? It was good. Now, after being around me for a little bit, her pace starts to speed up with my pace. We start being with each, like, it, you know, we balance, like I said, y'all, we just kind of like balance each other out. So that's typically how it was. So just know, usually when I got done with work or came home, I'm like this. When she gets home from work, she's usually like this. She comes into my room, like, she knocks on my door, which again, usually I would knock on her door and stuff. So her kind of knock on my, it wasn't abnormal, but the super norm, you know what I'm saying? She knocks, and she come in, and her energy is right here, right? And I was doing like financial stuff, business stuff. At this point, I had stopped working at Krusty Krab, just had got back into doing hair full time, you know, getting this. So I'm just sorting some stuff out. So I'm like a right here with it, you know, like I'm just in the, I'm trying to get shit done mindset. So she coming in like this. I see her coming in like this. I'm like, oh, she must have had a good day or some shit. So, you know, again, friend, I'm just like, I'm like, hey girl, what's up? You know. She was like, how was your day? This. I'm like, it was good. You know, I'm just seeing her doing work, having a little conversation. You know, like, we just small talk, but the small talk only lasted like 10 seconds. It wasn't like a long time. And then she said something like, you still okay with me selling that bed, you know, so I can put my new bed in there? She says me selling the bed, right? But again, y'all, this is not, it didn't like catch my eye. I'm just like, oh yeah, girl. I'm remembering it off of memory, and I'm trying not to be biased in my memory, how I'm remembering it. So I'm thinking on it real long and hard, because I remember I didn't explain the story a couple times. So just know what I'm saying, like when I'm saying it as her, it's as close to what she said as I can get and as my memory will allow. I'm not hearing the me in that, right, y'all? I'm just like, oh yeah, like, I'm like, oh yeah, when are you thinking about getting the new bed? Cause now I'm like, okay, this is something that I also gotta add to what I'm doing right now. Cause now I gotta make sure I get this bed. So since she talking about, you know, she about to get the new bed or whatnot, she was like, oh, somebody's on the way to get it now. In my head, I'm like, oh, my friend just had her a good ass day. Like, she's above her normal amount of energy. So I'm kind of like excited. I'm like, ooh, tonight might be a good night. Like, we might be getting OD fucked up, or I don't know, you know, just something good. Like, I'm happy she feeling like real good. So I was just, it took me aback because I'm confused. Like, I'm confused, y'all. I am confused. Wait, what you mean somebody's on the way?
Is somebody off of Facebook Marketplace is about to come pick it up.
You sold the bed already?
Yeah, somebody's about to pick it up in an hour. Can you help me break apart the bed?
Wait. You sold, how much did you, huh?
I sold the bed, it was $100. I listed it for $100.
Only $100? Are you sick? Like, only $100?
Yeah, when I looked on Facebook and did the research and stuff and looked at the other ones, that's what it was listed as. Will you help me break down the bed?
Were you planning on giving me the money, like the 100? Were you planning on giving me the whole amount, half of the amount? And I said half of the, I'm breaking it on purpose. I said half, cause now I'm confused, but the wheels is clicking in my head a little bit, cause it's like, you playing in my face, but how much is you playing in my face? Like, I'm trying to assess the situation, right? So she was like, well, my bed, what's your plan? Well, my bed. That's her movement. Like, it's something like, well, my bed. So then I get up, I stand up, right? I walk my little happy ass up into her room to look at the bed, because she can't be talking about my bed. Now I'm starting to understand, like, oh, like, you just sold my bed, you plan on keeping the profit, you didn't say nothing to me, we done had the conversation when you first moved in. What? Like, I'm just, this is so out of left field. We don't got no beef, we don't got no problems, we cool, we chilling, ain't no issue. What? Like, and then so I go in there, I'm sitting on the bed, I'm just looking at the bed, she talking. She just is talking away. It's like, you know, like if a kid does something like, oh yeah, grandma, the vase broke, but I had me a good day at school and this happened, and that's what she's doing. So she just talking, and I'm in there and I'm looking, I got my knee on the bed, and I look at her, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel some type of way about you, like, selling my bed and not saying nothing to me. Like, you ain't saying nothing to me that I did. She was like, oh, well, I thought I did. I must have forgot.
What?
She said, now she losing a little bit of pep, because she kind of seeing, like, I'm catching on to you playing in my face. Like, what did you think was, what? She was like, oh, well, do you not want me to sell it? Is you okay with me selling? Like, it was kind of like that. And I'm like, well, you done sold it. Like, yeah, you done sold it. That was, I said, like, yeah, you done sold it now. Like, what am I, like, you done already sold it. And then she was like, well, are you going to help me break down the bed or something? And I just walked away from the room. Because now at that point, I'm really realizing that you done played in my, like, you're playing in my face right now. Like, I am the definition of confusion right now, because you my friend, this is so out of left field. Tell me how y'all would handle the situation, and I already know y'all. I should have right then right there been like, no, you not selling my fucking bed. Like, I told you to let me know. Like, why would you even think that was okay? Tell that person not to sell it, right? Like, that's how I should have responded. Okay, I'm aware of it. Please don't eat me up in the comments about not doing it, because here was my mindset. This is my friend. We're close. And I'm thinking she about to be my, like, in my kids' one of my kids' aunties, like how one of my other friends is about to be my kids' aunties, like that type of shit. I know for one, there's steps. You would have had to take pictures of the bed. You would have to post the bed on Facebook Marketplace. You have to do the research to see what price you was gonna post the bed. You would have to respond to all these "is they available" comments, then respond to those people, send them the address, pick a price, all this shit. And you forgot to tell me, you didn't give me the notice that I asked for, and then she was like, oh yeah, of course. And you talking about my bed, so you plan on using it for your bed, right? I'm livid. Why? Like, this is so out of left field for me. I don't know how to handle this situation, because had you just been my roommate or some random broad, it would have been how I said I should have handled it. Like, no, take that shit off. What the fuck is wrong with you? But you my friends. I'm not trying to be quick to react, because I feel like if I was quick to react, then what the fuck is wrong with you? But I'm trying not to do that, because you're somebody that I care about and that I love, so I'm trying to mind how I'm reacting to the situation to not cause any harm to our relationship, because in my head you're still like, at this point it's like, this is my friend doing this. I'm confused, because also too, y'all, I'm a real ass bitch. I'm sorry. I know if you a real ass bitch, you're not supposed to say you a real ass bitch, but I'm a real ass bitch. Me and my friends is some real ass bitches, so we don't do no weird shit like that. Me and my friends don't have that, oh, we fought last year and we cool again type. No, we don't have that. I ain't never even cussed out one of my friends before. Like, we talk like, girl, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, what you did, it was kind of much, and it be that. So I just walk out the room. I don't say nothing. I just go into my room. I close the door. Then I start hearing her take apart the bed. Then I hear the person come to pick up the bed. Boom, whatever. I'm really just blowed, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was quite literally in shock. That was shock. I finally go to my car and I call, I think maybe one or two of my friends, and I'm telling them about it. And they're like, what? Comment how y'all really reacted if y'all friends called y'all and said this, and that was how they was reacting. Okay, so that's how they was like, what? I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just trying to be calm, right? I'm trying to be as calm as possible. I am calm. I'm actually really, really calm, because again, I'm confused. Like, I just don't know what the fuck is going on. So I sleep on it. Essentially, I sleep on it. And then the next day, I come home, I got groceries. She's sitting in the living room on the couch, and I'm putting the groceries up. I don't say nothing when I come in the house. She don't say nothing to me. I just put the groceries up and the stuff. We was planning the trip to go to Houston. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm about to have a conversation with her about this, because I really feel some type of way about how she went about this situation. I don't want to start off like that. We both just got off of work or from doing whatever. I'm not going to start off like that. I'm going to start it off with the Houston trip. Like, did you get your flight yet? We should probably get our flight. So I come in there, I'm sitting down, I'm like, I want to talk. I was like, I want to have a conversation, but first, setting the tone of like, this ain't about to be an issue. Again, I know her at this point, so I know when she about to be on bullshit. I'm going to let you know where I'm at, so that you don't think that you have to respond a certain type of way, because I'm not there. So I'm just like, yeah, the Houston stuff. I talk about it's like a 1 minute conversation. And then I'm like, okay, well, cool, I'm glad we got that figured out. This don't gotta be a big thing. And I remember saying that. I'm like, this don't gotta be a big thing, because it didn't have to be a big thing. I really was so confused on why you thought it was okay to go about the situation like that. Like, that's really what I wanted clarity on, because that says a lot. Like, I need to know why you thought it was okay to go about that situation, because I need to know where your principles and your morals and all that align at, to know this is like why did you, like, you can't do that shit. Like, you can't ever do no shit like that again in your fucking life. Like, where in your head did you think that was okay? Because that shit is not okay. First off, her disposition was like, I'm the one who sold her shit. That's her disposition, her vibe, right? She's sitting there like this, like she got attitude or some shit. I just want to say, like, I said my piece. I'm like, I feel some type of way, because I don't understand why you thought it was okay to do about that. I'm like, it's not necessarily about the bed itself, but it's about how you went about it. So I'm not going to get into the back and forth of the conversation, because the conversation happened so long ago. That's not even the nitty gritty. So long story short, she was not seeing what I was saying at all. She was trying to make it just a bed thing, like just the material bed, like itself, the problem. Like, when I asked you, you said yes. When I was like, well, yeah, you done sold it now. That's what she was referring to. Like, well, when I asked you, you said yes. You shouldn't have 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 said yes. You said yes. That's her viewpoint, and she's like, and you coming to me after the fact, and you know I hate that after the fact shit. Her defense was, I don't like that after the fact shit. So pretty much everything you're saying right now I don't really give a fuck about, because you should have said it yesterday. I don't like that after the fact shit. And my job, it hasn't even been a full 24 hours yet. Right? It hasn't even been a full 24 hours yet. And I'm telling her, like, I'm coming to you as a friend. Like, as my friend, I feel some type of way. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm like, it's not, and I'm breaking it down. I'm like, it's not, like, yes, I feel some type of way about the bed, but it's your actions and how you went about, even how you came in. I feel like it was manipulative towards the situation, all that. Like, that's what I, like, as a friend, where were you coming from at that? That's kind of where I'm trying to understand in the conversation. The bed's already sold, it's gone, you got the money for the bed. Though that does matter, it's not the main point of the situation. She's trying to make that the main point of the situation. She's not trying to say, oh, well, I'm sorry, girl, as a friend. None of that, right? It would be how she would be saying it. She was like, do you want the $100 back? Like what's the solution? What's your solution? What's your solution? Again, y'all, I'm calm. I'm like, I was like, for one, I don't feel like the responsibility of the solution should be on me, considering you're the one who did the action. She was like, well, you're the one coming to me with the problem. That's how she was responding to me, guys. Like, it was like that. You shouldn't have sold my bed. But if you wasn't going to steal the bed, the $100 should automatically have been given to me, period, point blank. So you offering that as a resolution is not a resolution, because why did you think not giving me the $100 in the first place was okay? Anyways, you see what I'm saying? She sold it for $100, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, the bed, the mattresses, and all that, everything, $500 easily. And I'm tired of going back and forth. I'm just like, bro, I was like, this conversation isn't going nowhere. And I'm like, you really not understanding where I'm coming from. And I was like, that's the issue. And I just don't, like, we not going to get nowhere with it. And I still feel some type of way about the situation. And she was like, well, if you walk away and we don't finish having a conversation, now she want to be calm, or like, oh, if you walk away and we don't finish having a conversation about it, then I don't know what to tell you, dad. It's pretty much saying like, well, don't bring it up to me again if you walk away. So I walk out the next morning. There's construction paper on the counter, and there's wigs and a beanie on the counter. Pretty much minuscule things that I had left in her room that she really could have just either threw away and she didn't have to get back. It's not anything that I would have cared about getting back. So she put those out on the counter. Mind y'all, this is after she done sold my shit. Then I also go into the kitchen and I see the two little things that she done got for the kitchen gone, like paper towel and something else, like it's not in the kitchen no more. When she moved in, she had this box. She was like, Rumi, you know, this box can't fit in my room, like in my closet. I don't got space. Can you hold it in your linen closet? I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you. So I got two of they're big ass boxes. Now, mind y'all, the stuff that was in her room was like not even a hand, like it was like other than the construction paper, a handful of stuff. You got these two big ass boxes in my room. I didn't take those boxes out. I kept those boxes in my room. The stuff that I had brought for the kitchen, which was damn near it was everything except for like pots and pans. I didn't take it out. I didn't do none of that. Right? With the dishes, she had washed her dishes, and then she left my dishes, like the dishes I had used, which was literally all like a cup and a spoon or something like that, something that could have easily quickly been washed. She left those in the sink. I'm seeing what type of time you on. I'm acknowledging it. Cool. I'm not about to match your energy. When I'm walking around the house and stuff, I'm still walking around the house like my joyous little self, like talking to my clients and stuff regular, you know, cleaning and putting my stuff up regular. Like, it's not walking around with like no attitude or nothing. When I'm seeing her and stuff, she got little sunken shoulders, walking around like it's a chip on your shoulder or some shit. But I don't, like, that's your energy. I don't know what you got going on. It's not my business. So I just go ahead and clean and put up her stuff. So I guess her dishes that's what happened. The dishes she washed, I went ahead and put up, and then the little dishes she had in the sink, I put up. And then I can deep clean the kitchen, do what I do, etc., etc. And then my mama had texted me, needed me last minute to go pick up our family dog, which name is Shaka. And Shaka had been over there before, y'all. She had a great relationship with Shaka. Like, Shaka loved her. I am gonna get context. So I think the last time I had got him, I didn't let her know I was getting him. So she was like, hey, I don't care if Shaka come over. Can you just give me a heads up if he come over? Because one of her sisters like allergic to dogs. Even though that sister lives like an hour or something away. And which cool. That's very much understandable. So my mama text me, can you get Shaka like last minute, because she was about to go do something. I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I also had to head out to the store. I'm about to go to the grocery store, and then once I leave from the grocery store, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Shaka from my mama's house and bring him here. Mind you, I'm not seeing her, we not speaking, not talking. She's not on my mind, like not like that. So I come out the bathroom, I'm in the hallway, and then I guess she was coming from the kitchen, and we're walking past each other in the hallway. As we're walking past each other, like, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just about to walk out the door. She stops. I guess she got like some type of sickness, because she says in some type of raspiness. And she's like, I'm looking at apartments, I'm gonna move out, or something like that. By the time she turned around and stopped and would say whatever she said, I was probably already like by the door. I heard what she said. I looked at her in like acknowledgement. I didn't say nothing. I just heard her, and then I closed the door behind me, right? Cool, get out. You done already sold and stole my bed anyways, and being a weird bitch about it. Like, I'm not tripping about you saying you gonna move out. Like, I don't care at all. Move out then, like, at this point. So the friend goggles is off. I'm like, I text her, I'm like, move out date. She was like, you'll be the first to know. Need me out by a certain date. And then I say, you're the one that says you was moving out, so that's on you. I didn't say nothing to you about moving out, none of that shit. None of that shit. Don't try to make it seem like, oh, it's me. Like, nah. So I'm like, rent owed based on the move out date, because it's nothing to talk other than numbers. I'm like, by the 1st, then $0. If you move out by the 7th, $225, 15, you know, etc., etc. And I was like, plus $100 from my bed, because you sold my bed. She was like, so it was about the money, all you had to say. I ain't say nothing back to that, because girl, what? Like, at this point, by the time she sent that message, I think I had finished grocery shopping, and I had picked up Shaka, so I was probably like on the way back. And like, I think she sent that message as I was pulling up into the apartment complex. I come in, I'm bringing Shaka in, I bring the groceries in. Oh, and I had got a mini refrigerator too. I had got a mini refrige because I wasn't about to keep my stuff. Like, I'm seeing you act funny again, y'all. I didn't act funny, I didn't move nothing, I didn't take her big ass boxes and put them in the hallway, none of that. So all I did was got a mini fridge and kept like my specific stuff, like my yogurts and stuff like that. I took it out the refrigerator and put it in my mini fridge. Only thing I did was get a locked door. Like, she got a locked door, and get a mini fridge. And I don't even think she didn't know about the mini fridge for a hot minute until like after I bring Shaka in and whatnot. And I'm using the bathroom, and I hear a knock on the door, and I know it's her. And then I'm like, come in. Even though I'm pissed at you, like, we have the relationship to where you can come talk to me while I'm pissing on the toilet. You know what I'm saying? She come in, and then she was like, and I got all of this on video, because I recorded it. So I'm gonna put in the video. She comes in, and she's like, oh, is this what we doing now? Some, talking about Shaka. She was like, you ain't tell me Shaka was coming over. Just starting shit. Like, you just did all this shit, and you trying to come in my door and check me because Shaka is in my room. It's not even like he's roaming around. He's in my room. Knowing you just did what you did, and you trying to come up here talking about, oh, you didn't let me know, Shaka. You didn't let me know about my fucking bed. I do know, I think I started yelling first, because she really did have me fucked up. It's like, you really trying to come in here. I was blowed. Like, you really trying to come in here and check me over this dog that you love. He be all up under you. You just sold and profited off of something you was supposed to let me know about my shit. And you trying to come in here and check me about my dog that you love being in my room. Not even 3 days ago, you just did that fucked up ass shit. So I think I started saying something like about my bed, like yelling like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I didn't, y'all. Like, at this point, I have come to you in every single way correct. Like, even when you have been a dick and, like, you know, with the thermostat and shit, I didn't come at you like you was being a dick. I came at you like a true and genuine friend. Like, I came at you like girl, all right, what's going on? Like, you know, like, calm and just collected, because I understand why you are the way you are. I understand how you grew up. So I understand that, you know, with conflict, you feel like you have to defend yourself or be on the defense and be on 10. I mean, not on 10. Yeah, be on 10 when that's not the case. Like, I've told you time and time again, like, and I've showed you, like, I'm not you know, gonna come at you or question your character over one incident. Shitty or nothing like that. Like, you can just talk, you can be yourself. It's okay. I see you for your good and your bad, and I accept you for your good and your bad equally. And it's okay for you to not always have good moments. I'm not going to bitch you out because you're not having good, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pour so much love into her. I was fed up, right? Like, all my good, all my peace, all my, like, all the, oh, let's just talk about it, being calm about it, I've done. You come in here and you think that I'm about to be on that same shit that I be on any other time, where it's like, oh, Buzz, let's talk it out, girl. Like, it don't gotta be that deep. Like, it's whatever. Like, all that type of shit. You think I'm about to be on that, and no, like, I can't even believe that you just came in here trying to check me about this damn dog. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you is you talking about? You trying to come in here and check me about this dog, but what about my bed? It takes so much for me to get heated. So much, right? So, we going back and forth, you know, yelling. Now, I don't give a fuck about no calm shit. And it was like, we would yell and then kind of bring it back down and then yell again, because you got me fucked up. Because I'm just trying to get away because I'm tight. And I don't know how to handle being so tight at somebody that I quite literally, probably not even 2 weeks ago, was just looking at an ingrown hair on my, about to help a sister take it out. I kept telling her, I'm like, bro, just get out my room. 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 Like, cause she was in my room. I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. Just get out my room. Then I walk out my room so I can get, like, you know, you're not gonna get out my room, fine. I'm gonna walk out my room. She's at my doorway now, so she's at my doorway and she's in my way, in my doorway, like saying they're trying to, of course we going back and forth, y'all, so I don't know what the fuck she's saying. So I just push past her, like, move, bitch. I don't say that, but I just, like, it's not, I don't do it with my shoulders purposely. It's just like I'm walking as if she doesn't exist, and I'm walking with speed, like, and I move past the bitch because the fuck, you in my way to my room. I done told you get out my room, and you not getting out my room, and I'm everything. I was fighting myself so bad. Like, I'm arguing with her, but I'm fighting myself because it took, like, when I say my whole body was tight, because I wanted to swing on her, but I didn't. Like, my heart was, I don't know if it was my heart or my mind, I don't know what the fuck, but it was just like, this is somebody that you used to call a friend. Like, I ain't ever, again, y'all, getting a fight with a friend. Other bitches, that's different, but a fight with a friend, or like somebody that I at one point said, like, I love you too, and like all this shit. I ain't never had to put hands on somebody that I've had respect for. So it's literally when I'm telling her, like, get out my room and stuff, like, I'm every bone in my body wanted to swing, but I'm like forcing myself to not swing. Like, I'm so tight, y'all. Like, if my body is regular like this, my body is quite literally like this, trying to not swing. Like, I'm like this for minutes, bro, minutes, like, trying to not swing. Like, I'm everything in my body. So I push past her, and then she's like, don't touch me, this. So I'm like, bro, like, get out of my room. My body's starting to hurt because it's like, that's how much I'm holding my body back. My body's starting to hurt. I'm tired. Like, I don't want to deal with this shit, bro. Like, I'm pissed. I don't like being pissed. Like, being at that point and further makes me more angry, because why am I angry in the first place? Because I'm not somebody you should piss off. Like, don't piss me off. You have to do some stupid like, you shouldn't piss me off. So when I do get pissed off, it pisses me off, because why am I pissed off? She's like, you need to take Shaka back. I'm like, okay, he's going back. So now what? I'm like, when is you moving out? Because again, you done said you moving out. I'm like, when is you moving out? And see, here's what I think. I think that she was trying to say that move out shit so that it could make me, like, be soft or some shit towards her. Like, oh no, don't go down. Just like, no. I can tell that that's not what she really wanted to do, but you shouldn't have said it. So now you stand by it. Then she get this stupid ass look on her face, and she's like, okay, well, I just want to make sure my things is gonna be safe, and me and my things are gonna be safe, or some shit like that. And then she got the nerve to say some fucking bye Shaka. Bitch, don't say no bye Shaka. Don't say no fucking bye Shaka. You just, the fuck? That's how I know you came in here on bullshit, because she didn't say bye Shaka like in a petty way. It was like bye Shaka and like bye Shaka, but bitch, you, exactly, you love that. that happens. I guess she got her sister on the phone the whole time she with her, because her sister ends up coming up, and her sister, you know, wanted to talk to me. She's like, oh, she does value you as a friend, this. And I explained to her sister, like, I'm like, listen, you trying to tell me that this is shit that, like, me and her sister had a conversation. It don't matter, like, the conversation, because it was just bullshit. Like, her sister trying to pretty much make me be on the good side with her. She knew her sister was wrong, and she was like, and Buzzin said she was wrong for doing it. I'm like, she has not said that to me. Period, point blank. She has not said sorry to me. None of that shit. And are taking accountability or nothing. She, like, you know, just going through, telling her what I told y'all, giving the breakdown of, like, there's no reason in hell she's the reason where we're at right now. So anywho, her sister's there and shit, and at that point now I'm pissed, because now I gotta take this dog back. Get your shit out my fucking linen closet. So I get her stuff out my, and again y'all, even when I'm pissed or like upset, I don't do things to harm people. I put her stuff outside, and she sees me do this too, and I do it gently. It's not like I slam her shit down or nothing. So I put her boxes out there, and then I got Shaka, and I took him back to my mom's spot, and I think I spent the night at my mama's house with Shaka or some shit, and then was just over there while my mom was out of town with Shaka. And when I come back in the morning, again, y'all, that just shows how fucked up the situation is, because I had gave her some flowers before the bed incident had happened, and one of the flowers was in a vase, and it was on the countertop. I knew that was her trying to do like a peace offering, and I saw that shit, and I laughed to myself, and I continued to go set up for my client, because bitch, if you think one little dying flower is about to, and I thought it was funny because it was in the middle of dying, and I was like, damn, that kind of represents our friendship, because you got, like, it's so funny, you think this is a peace offering, but I see this as a sign, like, this shit about to be dead as fuck. I set up for my client and stuff, and then she come out naked and shit, and with her little waist trainer on, and I'm not, again, we not speaking, right? Like, there's nothing, I'm not saying good morning or nothing to you no more. That's been going on since the first day you just on my bed. This ain't nothing new. She come out, and she's like, oh, apologize, this. It should have got into what it was last night, this. But she's saying it as if we both shared the same amount of responsibility or accountability for it. Right? It's like, oh, we, and this shouldn't be something that we, you know, lose over. Like, we shouldn't fall out over material things, like using that type of language instead of like, she's not using I language, she's using we language. She was apologizing, but then I would say something to a part of her apology, and then she would say something, and so it turned from an apology to kind of like a conversation while she was in the midst of apologizing, if that makes sense. She was like, but I do feel some type of way, because, you know, I don't like when things are split. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and this. And I'm like, what did you talk about? And she was like, you know, you put my boxes out. She was like, and split our laundry stuff, and you've been walking around the house, this. Again, y'all, as if I'm possibly in the wrong. I'm like, for one, I haven't been walking around here with attitude. I'm like, at all. Give me an example of how I've been walking around here with attitude, because I can give you an example of how you've been walking around here with attitude. She was like, oh, this. I'm like, no, don't say I had an attitude. You perceived it that way. And then she was like, well, you know, yeah, because when you're mad, you can see things, like, you just see everything through a red lens. Not, you pretty much saying like, okay, yeah, you haven't been walking around here with attitude, so I can't use that shit as an excuse. Oh, but my stuff, like, this. I'm like, well, for one, I deep cleaned, so everything got reorganized. It wasn't just the laundry stuff. And I was like, and you did all that weird shit first, so because you did that and you was in that state of mind, you trying to put that state of mind on me. She was like, well, with my boxes, it's like, you know, I don't have room with them. Where am I supposed to put them? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, but I'm not comfortable having your stuff in my space. You just question my character and how I am with that. Like, why would you feel comfortable with that, and why would I feel comfortable with that? Pretty much, she just realized how much she was chucking on her words. I'm not about to walk around here with no attitude or nothing. You can still have your people over. I'm still gonna have my people over. But as friends, I was like, we gonna have to have a whole nother conversation, because I was about to have my client. We, like, this ain't the time or place. We gonna have to have a whole nother conversation. And I was like, I'm not ready to have that conversation now. Part 1 is really backstory to part 2, because part 2 is where shit get real. That's where the juiciness, I try to run up on the bitch, hit her, all that type of shit. That's what part 2 is. But part 1 is just kind of like how she turned into a foe in the first place. Like, this is the shit. At the end of part 1, which this is part 1, we're at, she done sold my bed, made me go take Shaka back, wanted to put my hands on her. Everything in me stopped me from doing that. She apologized, but it wasn't a full apology. It was a BS ass apology. And part 2, which I'm gonna record on another day, is fucking real. I appreciate y'all staying for this story time. Tell me what y'all think. So I don't got no smart unwitting ending, but I do encourage y'all to go check out my other videos so y'all can see me and my other little elements and my other vibes and really what I be on in the whole as a person, as a YouTuber. And I'ma really need y'all opinion on part 2 for sure. So comment below what y'all think happens after this. Do y'all think we get back cool? Do y'all think, you know, it's just a volatile situation? Like, what you think happens after this? Anywho, I love y'all. I appreciate the support that y'all do give me and how y'all be just vibing with me and just letting me be me. So, this whole story time is just bullshit. So, I love y'all and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Bye. And thanks for watching. Subscribe.